Yo everyone, welcome to a new episode of Road to WTT or Road to Pro, whatever we call in this series. I'm not really sure yet, but let me know in the comments. But welcome to the second episode. Today we're playing Edmonton Open. Last time I guess was Western Open. This time is Edmonton Open, which in the beginning I thought it was reverse, but it is what it is. Okay, this is Edmonton Open 2023. And I was really happy to participate in such a tournament because, to my surprise, Edmonton and Alberta in general has a lot of tournaments, like compared to other provinces in Canada. Like when I lived in Ontario for some time, I don't remember like the tournament being every other week or once a month. So it was a nice surprise for me to see that the tournament was going on here, but of course, more serious tournament, as you can see, even like some numbers on the back, which means we get ourselves into some business. And my first game was in groups against Ivy, a strong player with forehand pips, and yeah, it's 1-1 right now already. So just as the video starts, we already with some problems, and you're gonna see that this tournament, even though I made a lot of progress since the last one, I still have some lapses of bad play, and there's a lot of stuff to work on. Just like in this game, she got me in the second game and I couldn't do anything about it, but also of course my knee problem is not solved yet, so my movement is very limited, but it's a lot better since the last video you saw me play. I move a lot better. I lost some weight again, so last video was I was around 107. Now here I'm around 105. So we get down. We get in better shape. That's all good. And you're gonna see in the next couple of videos that I get even leaner. Yeah, there's gonna be a tournament in Calgary where I just play probably the best table tennis I've played in a while. And this tournament is actually was coming off right that tournament where American boys came, which thanks to them made a crazy tournament for players in Alberta to watch. And they made me realize that even though I'm maybe limited in some assets in my movement, I still have the ability and maybe smarts to compete on that level. So yeah, my first game against Ivy, this is 1-1, and I think I won like 13-11 or something like that. It was a very difficult third game, and in fourth game I was a lot more confident. I finally figured her out, which was very problematic in the beginning. And you know, and I'm the one who struggles against short pips, and there are a lot of people who struggles against short pips. So it's no surprise that attacking player cannot figure him out, especially when I chop to a backhand and he just slaps it with his forehand, and there's nothing you can do. You can't block it, and you have to go away from the table. You have to counter loop it or do some crazy. But yeah, I started building my offense through backhand, trying to limit her forehands to as much as I can, and of course use my serve to the best of my ability. And as you can see, my last shot was a very nice one to end the game. A little trick shot for them, for the fans in the stands, which to my surprise were quite a lot of people showed out to just watch the games. Now we go into round of 16, I believe. Yes, round of 16 is the first one, right? And then the quarterfinals. So this was against Matthew Ho, good friend from Calgary, also one of my friends in Edmonton, also from Ukraine, and used to play for national teams back home. He's his coach, so kind of I'm playing against his student. But what I noticed about this game that I may make a video in the future about, that a lot of young players play in like a strict box, as for example me, I play a lot more free, also because I don't move well like that, so I kind of have to be creative in the ways that I approach the game, right? But a lot of these young players, they play in a box that their coaches put them in, right? Forehand topspin to forehand, backhand topspin to backhand, downspin serve, and then just start attack from there, right? Backhand loop from like somebody's serve. That's kind of the main premise of the attack. And I when I was younger, I think I play like that as well. But that's something I want to talk about in the future. That I think that's a big problem nowadays, especially when I see like kids train. They just come in for training and that's it. They don't do anything extra. But back in the day when I was practicing, right, we would come in and practice for like 2 hours, get the main stuff done, and then spend half an hour just playing around, trying new things, like chop blocks, train the feeling basically, right? We didn't notice that at the time, but having a feeling is very important, which gets you to make like those trick shots that you usually see me make, or like some difficult shots. I pride myself on making like some very beautiful, spectacular shots, right? So it's very important, like, to stay after practice and train not only serves, but like just playing around. Go far from the table, throw some lobs, throw some side spin shots, throw some chop blocks. I try to encourage every single person that I play table tennis with to just, like, stay in the gym. You come for practice for 2 hours, just have 3 hours of your day and have 1 hour just for not only match play, but just overall playing table tennis, playing around. Now, we come into the quarterfinals. We're going against my good friend Mazen, and oh my god, this was my first time playing him, and this is where I needed a good wake-up call, and I guess he gave me that. But maybe you cannot see it from the video, but yeah, this guy gave me the most problems out of the people I should beat. So yeah, a lot of... He actually plays in the style that I'm talking about, right? He's not your usual forehand to forehand, backhand to backhand. He plays that weird style, which makes him very difficult to play. Even though I lead 10-7 in this first game, I will lose it because of some unlucky shots, some mistakes that I make, some weird serves that he has. You can see one net ball, then my serve, and here comes the edge, and yeah, it's 10-10. And then I didn't receive the serve very well, and it ends up in him winning game number 1, right? And as you can see, I made a couple of mistakes. But I was making a couple of mistakes not only because I was not ready for this type of game, and I was kind of playing weaker opponents throughout the tournament. And even though I had a difficult game against Ivy, it didn't wake me up like that, right? So this game was a good wake-up call for me to get more serious about my next games. And as you can see, it's a very tight game in the second game too. It's 6-6, and I was trying to press up on him and trying to attack as hard as I can. And this is actually the game that he wants me to play. He wants me to make mistakes. He wants me to attack as hard as I can. And funny enough, this game I will also lead 10-7, and I will also lose. Yes, as you can see, 9-7, I get to 10-7, and then I don't even remember. Yeah, one mistake from my backhand, very bad miss on the forehand. I should be making that. That's one you rarely see. Then I didn't receive his serve very well. It's 10-10. I think I win this point because, yeah, it's a great point, and me again pressing up on him, right? Eventually he'll make a mistake, and if it's slot play, then I have more chance of winning. Again, net ball. I was not very lucky in this, and bad miss on my forehand. So as you can see, sometimes I win really good points. Sometimes I miss shots that I should make. I miss his serve, and it's 0-2 to me. And remember, we're playing best of 5 until semifinal. So if I lose one more, that's game over. Fortunately, I will get my shit together, and I was very pissed after losing the second game, but I was very angry in a good sense. I got very locked in, and I was like, okay, I will not make any mistakes. I will press on him, I will attack, but it's not gonna be hard attacks. I'm gonna make sure it's on the table. At the end of the day, person who wins in table tennis is the person who makes more shots on the other side of the table. So I just, at the end of the day, I was like, okay, we just have to make more shots, and this is what I started doing. As you can see, I gained a big lead, and I think I win this game 11-3 or something like that. Yeah, just by making good shots. At the end of the game, I put some more pressure on him. But as you can see, I'm playing further from the table. I make sure I receive the ball. It's on my racket, and then I don't rush with any attacks. I take my time. I play the point, and sometimes it was a problem in my younger days when I used to do that. Like my coach used to tell me that I don't play. I just start attacking, and I try to play as hard as I can. But sometimes all it takes is to start a point, start making some shots, get a rally together, and then that's when you feel more comfortable. The longer the rally, the more advantage I will have. So as you can see, I started playing long rallies, and as soon as I did that, that's when the game started turning in my favor. That's why I gained momentum. And yeah, as you can see, great forehand flip to end the game 11-2. And we go into the final game, game 5. As you can see, I didn't rush with the backhand here, which I could have did easily. And yeah, I just started playing my game, but much slower, which sometimes can help. Sometimes playing slower is to your detriment. Sometimes it actually can be beneficial, like in this sense. We going into the hard game 5, but even though I made a couple of mistakes early, it's 4-2, 4-3 actually. But that's when we take over and finish the game off. We switch sides on 5-3. As you can see, I just the fact that I was locked in and angry, I just started playing my game. And you can see I was not pressing. If he was attacking me, I would love. That's no problem. I just keep the ball on the table. That was my main goal here. And it was a very comfortable game at the end. 11-2, 11-3, 11-3, last 3 games that I won. And it should have been like that from the first couple of games, but it is what it is. Moving on to semifinal. Semifinal against my boy, my colleague in Henbert. Ortella, I think his last name is. I don't really remember. I'm not sure how to spell it, I guess, like how to say it. But yes, a defender. And usually I don't play well against defenses. And he plays that weird style where he plays defense, but he doesn't have pips. He doesn't have short pips nor long pips. So he plays with 2 regular rubbers, but he also defender. And usually I struggle the most against those kind of people because in Ukraine we have one of the greatest defenders in our country. He actually plays in that style, and it's very difficult to play against him because the movement is the same. Oh my god, what a great backhand. This was one of my best shots of the tournament. And you play against those guys and the movement looks the same, but it can be either no spin, that ball, or it can be the hardest backspin you ever receive. Fortunately for me, Henbert doesn't play like that. Henbert tries to play defense while it's good for him, but against me he was trying to attack more. And what I noticed, that he usually tries to attack with me when he plays against me, which is beneficial for me. I like when defenders start playing around and start attacking against me, because I feel like I have the advantage of counter spinning from the table and playing much faster than I can. Not only because I feel like I am faster, but also because of my equipment. Right? They have a defensive racket, which there's no way they're gonna be faster than me. So I will push on them, as you can see. If he started, and then this is my game. But also some of the balls when he plays defense, I can attack and then finish them, which I know how to play well against long pips. But you know, every defender is different, so you have to find your way to play against defender. And I was leading to 0-8-4. As soon as I got to 8-4, I won that great point. I just played a couple of trick shots that playing for the crowd. Then Henbert won a good point, and this is the problem that I had all tournament, right? I started playing around. I give a little momentum to my opponents, even though 8-4, 8-8, and then I get to 10-8, as you're gonna see right now. I'm gonna win a point to get to 10-8. I still give Henbert a chance to come to 10-10, and I give him a chance to come back and win the game. So I did have that problem in this tournament of losing my concentration, given a chance to opponent to come back in a game and play more of an equal game. As you can see, Henberg goes 12-11 up, and he ended up getting lucky net and winning the game, which brings the game to 2-1, which it should have been 3-0. This game should have ended up in 4-0, 100%. But yeah, I made it more difficult for myself. It made 4th game that much more difficult for me, because as you can see, I started missing some shots. I gave Henbert chance to be more active. He's gonna scream when he wins the points, and I still win my points, but it's much more difficult to play against the opponent who has momentum, and you kind of have to break out of it, and you playing against the crowd too, right? Because the crowd was there for Henbert, and they wanted him to win. I think he has all his family over there. I'm not sure, but yeah, good for Henberg, you know. So yeah, 6-4. This fourth game was very tough in the beginning, but at the end of the day, we get it done. 9-4. I don't learn my lesson, and I do still try something crazy a couple of times, but I just get it done. 10-5. I don't remember how I ended up with this point. Did Hamburg win it? I think no, he doesn't. Okay, great finish. With sometimes you just have to slap it against defense, right? Sometimes a lot of people trying to just loop. Sometimes when you see that ball, you just slap it flat, so defense have no chance. I started well this game, but at the end of the day, with misses like that, I make it more difficult for myself. So yeah, this is the area of the game that if I want to come back to that WTT level, I'm gonna need to work on that for sure. And you can see losing my laps of concentration again, with the point that I seemingly should be winning, but I give that momentum booster for Hamburg to come back in the game. As you can see, it's 6-5. It's not 4-0 anymore. So yeah, the game got a lot more difficult from that point after I missed this one and that one, and now we in trouble. And it's 6-7. I think it's 7-7. No, it's still 6-7. Okay. Yeah. As soon as Hamburg was going into defense, he was losing the points because of my spin. But then when he also went into offense, it was very comfortable for me. So I don't know how this game was close, but I should be able to win this game 4-0 next time we playing against him. And I did play a couple of tournament next time, and I'll let you know that next time I beat him 3-0. But yeah, good game against Hamburg. He was also telling me that I was lucky to win that game. I was like, no way, bro. Yeah, I did get a couple more lucky shots, but so. But yeah, we get to the final against Lucas Wu from British Columbia, from Vancouver. Much higher rated guy than me. I think I'm like 2,500 in Canada. He's around 2,800. But I feel that my rating is low to Canadian standards. I feel like I should be a lot higher. I should be closer to him, I guess. And this was the game that, yeah, it was almost the end of the day. So my painkillers and all of the stuff that I did to prepare myself, I was already wearing off, and I was feeling the fatigue of the tournament settling in. But it also was a great measure for me to see where I am physically, to play one of those kind of tournaments, to see how I measure up against the guys like Lucas Wu. And as you can see, his forehand is crazy. But I feel like we were a great matchup. He's very good in forehand. I'm very good at backhand, so it kind of balances it all out, right? So at the end of the day, the guy who was more physically ready is going to win. And looking back at that game, I feel like technically and mentally, I am getting back to that level that I was before with my techniques and my tactical view of the game. I am for sure getting back into swinging things. The only bad thing, as you can see, it's my physical shape, right? So next couple of videos is going to be on par with that. Me getting good workouts in, getting the proper nutrition in, getting back to the basics, getting back to the playing shape. And you can see this whole final was very close. Me and Lucas had a great battle. I enjoyed every second of playing, and yeah, Lucas was finding a way to beat him. I was finding a way to not play to his forehand because his forehand is ridiculous. But I win the first game, and yeah, and I start my second game off amazing. By starting that second game, I thought, I was like, okay, I figured him out. I think we're in the clear. I think I know what to do against Lucas in that game. So as you can see, I was good on pressing on him. I was making every shot. Great backhand right here. It was one of my favorite shots of the tournament. Maybe on par with that Henberg shot. But as you can tell, I can't see the score here. Maybe you can see it. Yeah, it's very small on my screen, the play. But yeah, I was up 6-2 in this game. I was up 6-2, and that's where my physical kind of started going down. I started feeling that I'm not ready physically for this final. Also, that I'm just not, I'm not ready to play against like people who are maybe on my level, but they have this massive advantage physically. And Lucas found a way, right? I started looping to his forehand, and he was not countering that. He was chop blocking that. And those chop blocks caused me a lot of trouble. But as soon as we play back into backhand, as you can see, I'm playing better, but forehand is not good to go. And forehand right now is my biggest problem. Only because of my knees, I cannot turn as well. As you can see, I cannot move as well. So backhand is not such a big problem because it doesn't require a movement. Oh my god, Lucas with his forehand is absolutely insane. I do have some great shots to go, but yes, Lucas wins game 2. I was up 6-2, I lost 11-8. Yeah, it's not acceptable. And I don't want to spoil the end of the game for everyone, but this was the second game that cost me the match. By winning that second game, I would have secured myself some safety net for the future, because this third game was, again, in this third game I was playing the way that I should be playing, like when I still have the motor to finish the game, right? And yeah, I just look back in that game as a huge missed opportunity at the end of the day. I don't remember if Lucas won that game or not. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I'm not sure. I feel like, yeah, I'm recording this. I played that tournament a month ago, so I don't really remember how the game went. But yeah, I was pushing him hard with my backhand to his backhand. He started moving closer to his forehand. Yeah, so it was a battle of who's more consistent on their weaker side, right? And Lucas started playing very hard to my forehand, and I felt like my backhand is good enough to beat him, right? Because my game is built on my backhand can be so good that people have to play into my forehand, and I am very comfortable with my forehand, right? Like my forehand is for sure not as good as Lucas' forehand, but it's still consistent enough and strong enough to beat people like him. And you can see I finished game 3 with a win, so we go into fourth game leading 2-1. Oh my god, how did I miss that? That's crazy. And again, that is only because I am done physically, right? After that third game, I was pretty much tired, and I was like, I can't do this, right? Not that I can't do this, but I am very much tired. As you can see, even little movement to my forehand is already starting to hurt. I remember, like, moving throughout the tournament was fine, but then whenever I had to make movement to my forehand, that's when shit went bad, right? So my knees were given out in that sense, because like my knees hurt in a way that I just don't have power in them. When I try to push, that's when I get that feeling. That's when I get that pain. So if like in the beginning of the day I take some painkillers and it's going away for a little bit, but then when you play a full day, when you're tired, that's when it started coming out, and it for sure came out in this one. I was still battling, I was still holding on, and I was trying to get the game going into a backhand game, but it was at this point where Lucas already knew kind of my plan, and he knew how to counter it, so it was no surprising him at this point. And yeah, Lucas kind of figured me out from here, but I still had my chances to win the game. So I can only blame myself for this performance, right? I barely reached the forehand and I miss, and then here again I lose the point. So it's 2-2, 2-2, and game 5 starts off very, very bad. This is where Lucas starts taking over the game, and I could feel it. I could feel the slog coming in. I could feel that I am no longer that guy. I could feel that. Okay, this is. Oh my God! What a point! Jesus Christ! That forehand is in my nightmares for sure. I still look forward to playing Lucas in the future. I feel like I can beat him, even though I lost this game. I feel like I could beat him for sure. It just plays that kind of style that I am uncomfortable with. But getting one game on the belt, playing one game against him, and kind of seeing what he's about, I feel like it will give me more confidence. Oh my God, what a point! That was crazy. Kind of seeing what he's about is, yeah, it's gonna give me more confidence, and I will be more sure about what kind of game plan I can build from next time. And of course, I can only regret about my second game that I lost and how it could have changed the game. But we're still playing. Stuff happens, and I was down 8-2, I think, at the one point of this game, and we make a fierce comeback. Lucas, I just take over the game. I just had that second wind. You know, you get that feeling when you're like, okay, whatever, I have nothing to lose. I'll just start playing without no restrictions. And this is what kind of happened to me in that game. I was down so big, and I came back to. I think I came back to 9-8. I was down 9-2. I came back to 9-8. I came back to 10-9, and I was like, okay, we got him. But unfortunately, net ball. Even Lucas was very sorry to get that ball, and I was like, okay, it is what it is. There's no need to be, especially that's a good lesson for young people. There's no need to be angry how bad things going for you. Netball is a netball. It's a part of the game. Just get over it. You lost the point. Get over it. For me, it was the most crucial ball of the whole tournament. If I win that 5th game, that's my first prize, right? So that's a good lesson for all the younger people who are watching. If you get netball, right, get over it. You're gonna have more chances to play, right? I had that netball in one of the most crucial points of the championship. And it didn't bother me, right? I just said, okay, whatever, put my racket down, grab my towel, went to get my water, right? So don't get too angry about it. The best way to play table tennis at this level is not show any emotion unless it's positive ones. And even then, sometimes when you have too much of positive emotions, that can hurt you as well. But yeah, I'm blabbing about something very different because game number 6 is where Lucas finishes me off, and yeah, that's it. You can tell I'm not moving. That's it. Yeah, I was after losing that 5th game. That was it. I couldn't do anything else. I tried my best to come back, but Lucas definitely deserved that first prize. I missed a couple of shots at the end. And yeah, Lucas very much so deserves that championship. I will make sure that I will come back next year for that Edmonton Open, and I'll get my hands on the first prize. So yeah, we're gonna have a year to get ourselves in shape, get ourselves together, because next year is gonna be more difficult because my Ukrainian body comes over. There's gonna be a lot more people coming to Canada, and I feel like yeah, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. But thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I see you in the next video. Peace.